right, hello everyone, and welcome to the Philosophy of Fitness podcast, episode number 28. My name is Haley, and I'm going to be your host today and every single day that you are tuning in. Guys, we got another episode at you today. If you're watching this, I actually have some glasses on this time around, and funny enough, these are anti-blue light glasses, so they don't really help with vision at all, but they are supposed to help prevent the bad UV lights that come out of your computer screen from hitting your eyes. And I've done a lot of research into it, and it's supposed to help with your sleep, your circadian rhythm, all that kind of stuff. So I've been trying them out, and I'll let you guys know how I feel. I do think that they make a difference because the past few nights I've been wearing them in the hours leading up to before I go to bed, and I do feel like it's a little bit easier for me to fall asleep. So if you're interested in trying them, I do have a link to my Amazon storefront in the description of this podcast if you want to give them a try. But I'm a fan so far. I mean, they have a few different colors. These are just clear ones. I'm not really sure if I like the aesthetic of this, but I'm trying it out, and we're going to see how it goes. But yeah, again, no real plan for today. I just want to kind of hop on here and chat with you guys. It is November 11th at the time that I'm recording this. So 11/11/2020. So super powerful day numerically. And in the spiritual community, this is also a super powerful day for manifesting. So you guys know I'm huge into the law of attraction, manifesting, all that stuff. So definitely, I hope that you took advantage of this day. I mean, you're going to be listening to this a little bit later on, obviously, but I certainly hope that you took advantage of that. This morning, I did a whole, manifestation process that I do. And I feel very aligned. I feel really good. And I've been feeling pretty good the past few weeks. I definitely feel like vibrationally I'm where I should be. And there was a moment in October where I kind of felt a little bit off and I wasn't really sure why. I do think Mercury was retrograde. It was right around the time that Mercury started going retrograde. And usually when planets start to begin to go retrograde, I feel it. And it's hard to explain and it's hard to pinpoint and it's a little bit frustrating because you're like, why am I feeling off of my game? Like, why do I feel off of my vibe? Especially for someone like me, like I would say now, especially after I've done, all of my, looking into inner work and all that kind of stuff, like my basic set point is a pretty good set point. So when I feel off, like something's definitely off, but, yeah, I've been feeling really good lately. And I think a big part of that is gratitude. And that's something that I wanted to talk about today because I feel like it's super underrated, especially in a time like this. Like the world is a crazy place right now, guys. I know that. It's insane. It gets crazier each and every single day. And I've heard a lot of people say like, oh, well, let's just get on with it already. 2020, let's just be done with it. And then 2021 will be good to go. And I think that's kind of a silly way to look at things because guess what? It's not like all of a sudden the New Year's Eve ball is going to drop and 2021 comes and every single problem that the world has just vanishes and goes away. That's not how it is. As nice as that might be, there's still a lot of work to be done, right? And there's a lot that we can do within ourselves first. And I really truly feel that if, we want to be there for other people and we want to help other people, we have to help ourselves first. And that's why I think it's so important to appreciate the power of inner work and what that can do for you and how that can change your life. Because if you think about, I'm going to get a little esoteric for a moment. If you think about this universe, everything is energy and we're all connected energetically. So if you raise your vibration, if you go by that logic of we are all one, you're then going to be helping the people around you because they will pick up on that and they'll feed off of that and they'll feel that. And it has an impact. It really does. And the reason why I thought about bringing all this up today is because this time last year, that was when I had my spiritual awakening. That's when I really started to dive inward and question everything. Like I found myself in this kind of low place, but it led me to seeking truth. And it led me to questioning why things are the way they are, what I've been led to believe, what have I learned, what am I unlearning? And it was really just the start of this journey. And I know for me, I know 100% that I am like literally at the start of it. I know there's so much more to learn and there's so much more to explore out there. But I do know from my very early understanding of spirituality that gratitude is hugely important. So that's what I wanted to kind of talk about today. If you find yourself in a place where you're feeling low, you're feeling down, you're feeling like the world's pressing in on you, right? You kind of just feel like it's all a bit too much. That's okay. First of all, I think it's important to acknowledge that it's okay to feel that and to allow yourself to feel it. I did an episode a while ago on toxic positivity. And when I first had discovered the law of attraction back in high school, I really found myself in a trap of toxic positivity where I wouldn't even allow myself to feel anything other than positive emotions. And if I did, or if I thought I was starting to, I would feel guilty and I would feel like this weird pressure and resistance to force myself to not feel it until it eventually would just come out later on in a way worse way than if I had just allowed myself to feel it in the first place. But I digress. I kind of went on a tangent there. Going back to what I'm talking about here, gratitude. If you find yourself in a low place, if you find yourself feeling like things might be stacked against you, take a moment to take a step back and think about what you're grateful for. And it's really an eye-opening experiment to do, and it's simple. And you really don't have to look as hard as you might think to find something to be grateful for. And I know that if you're listening to this, for some of you, you might think it's really hard, but it's really not. I mean, the fact that you're alive, that you're breathing, that you have good health right now, especially, I mean, anytime it's a huge blessing, but especially now in the state of this world, if you have your good health, if you're alive and you're breathing and you're seeing another day, that is something to be grateful for. It's something to be thankful for. I'm thankful and I'm grateful for literally the smallest things. I'm grateful for this candle that I have on my desk that smells really good. I got it at TJ Maxx today. I'm grateful for, my coffee in the morning, for silly little things like that. And every day when I wake up, the first thing that I do before I even step out of my bed, I say thank you. And you can do this in any way that you want. But for me, I say, thank you, universe, for all of the blessings I've had in my life. And thank you for an amazing day. Claim your day in the morning, the first thing, before you even step out of your bed. Think about how powerful that is. You have the choice. You set that for yourself. And your morning is a time when you can really hone in exactly what it is that you want, during the day, how you want your day to look. I mean, I think about it. Sometimes if I wake up in a bad mood and I don't do the things that I do every morning, I wake up early now so that I allow myself the time to incorporate some practices into my morning that balance me and that center me and get me ready for the day ahead. And it's if I don't do that, and if I'm feeling kind of in a bad mood, that's going to translate over into everything else that I do during the day. So think about how you start your morning and maybe try approaching each morning from a place of gratitude. It's powerful. It's really powerful. And you'll notice that the more you express gratitude, the more you're going to be drawing into your life. And that's one of the tricks of the trade with the universe and the law of attraction, gratitude. Gratitude is the vehicle to attracting more of that which you want into your life. And I heard this quote recently. I forget where I had heard it, but it was something along the lines of, if you aren't happy with what you have, then you aren't going to be happy with what you're going to get, and it'll never be enough. So if you think about that, you need to express gratitude. You need to be thankful for everything that you have now so that you can have that space to allow more to come into your life. Because if you're never feeling like you have enough, or if you're never appreciative for what you have in your life, then you're focusing on the lack. And when you focus on the lack, you bring more of that into your life. It's whatever you're focusing on and whatever you're feeling the most, that's what you're bringing more in of. So my advice, especially in times like these, when, here, especially here in New York, we might, even on a global scale, we might have a second lockdown, guys. That might happen. And that's scary, I know. But in times like this, when the pressure kicks in, when craziness is going on around us, when chaos is going around us, what do we have control over? We have control over our choice of how we respond, how we internalize things, how we can handle things. And maybe that means just taking a few minutes a day to say thank you. Thank you for my health. Thank you for my family. Thank you for the roof over my head. Thank you for my job. Whatever it is that you're thankful for, just say thank you. Be thankful for it, especially in these crazy times. And that's the fact of the matter is 2020 has been a crazy, insane year on a global scale. And a lot of people, I think, have woken up this year. And I use the term woken up in a bit more of like a spiritual sense of, questioning things, unlearning things, diving inward, recognizing the power of diving inward and appreciating that, making decisions for ourselves, using our own intuition to guide us and to tell us where we need to be is so powerful. And I think that this has been a huge year of change on a grand scale. And sometimes, unfortunately, it's a lot of times pressure that will be the catalyst for change. And I think that that's what's happened this year on a grand scale. And I truly hope that moving forward, we can kind of pave a way for what we really want to see and who we really want to be. And in order to do that, we have to work on ourselves first. That's what I really want to stress here is diving inward. So much power to be gained from that. And that's how you can then share your light with others, share that and raise our collective vibration. I think there's a huge, massive spiritual awakening going on in the world right now. And it's exciting. It's scary, yes, but it's also really exciting. And I don't know how I got to saying that, but basically the points, gratitude, thank you. Say thank you in the morning, say thank you at night, say thank you whenever it is in your day that you can. Because I am telling you, I'm living proof of it. And I know how transformative it has been for me. And especially during times where it's felt really hard, or it's felt like a lot of pressure is going on and you're not really sure what to do, where to go, where to find answers. Sometimes we're always seeking answers and seeking, things. And maybe if we just go inward, if we just, take a pause and listen to ourselves. What do you feel? Listen to your feelings. Don't try to push them away or ignore them. Again, lots of value to be gained from going inward. And I think that that's a huge lesson of 2020 with everything that's gone on. Take this as your opportunity to start that journey. And for me, it started last year and it's totally changed my life for the better. I'm a completely different person now for it. I really do believe that in a really good way. And it's funny because if you've had a spiritual awakening, a lot of things that maybe used to resonate with you just don't anymore. A lot of things that you could have enjoyed, or even people that you surrounded yourself with. For me, drinking was a big part of that. Like before my spiritual awakening, I used to, drink a lot, like not a lot, but I used to drink and whatever. And, as I started diving inward and started, exploring spirituality, I just realized that it didn't really resonate with me anymore. I didn't really want it. I didn't find a need for it. I didn't feel like I needed it to have fun, or to let me be social. And that was one of the things that kind of slipped away. And old belief systems, sometimes we carry the weight of limiting beliefs that we've had since our childhood, even without realizing it. And now that'll start to strip away too, but it gets you closer to who you truly are. And I think that that's a powerful way to think of a spiritual awakening is it's unlearning in order to become closer to your true self. And I think it has been for me too. And I'm not sitting here, trying to be like Buddha or, some kind of guru. I've got a long way to go. I'm just starting to explore this journey, but I can tell you that the past year of my life has been so transformative. And I think I've really grown so much and learned so much about myself by taking the time to go inward. And it's allowed me to be there more so for the other people around me in my life. So my advice to you, take that time to go inward. It's so super powerful. Express gratitude, also super powerful. But I wanted to talk about gratitude today. I'm really kind of, I'm not planning these podcasts as much anymore. And part of that is because I just want to be a little bit more authentic with what I'm feeling and share that with you guys. And also just to kind of test this out. I want to know your feedback. I want to know if you enjoy this kind of just more conversational stuff of just what's on my mind, what I'm thinking about. If you are, leave me a comment, let me know. I'd be really curious to hear. And if you enjoy the podcast, definitely subscribe to the channel. Give it a thumbs up. That really helps out the algorithm. And same thing over on Apple Podcasts. If you leave a rating or review, it helps me out tremendously. So if you enjoy, definitely let me know. But the other thing I wanted to talk about too today, just because we're kind of in November now, we're getting into that time of year where, normally this is like the common cold season. But obviously with the state of the world right now, I don't really know where that is, if those lines have kind of been blurred. But I wanted to talk about some of my ways and tips that I naturally boost my immunity. And there's a couple things that I do. And I think a holistic approach, again, is ideal here. I'm not discrediting, the healthcare system or what have you. I'm just simply sharing my opinion of some ways that you can naturally boost your immune system. So there's a couple supplements that I take every single day, especially this time of year and especially with the state of the world right now, that I would totally recommend. Everything that I talk about will be on my Amazon storefront. So again, head over to that link in the description if it's up, down, below. I don't know where it is. But the first one is elderberry. So elderberry is huge. This one's a really strong immune booster. And I actually found this back when I was on American Idol. So if you've been following me for a little bit now, you know that I was on American Idol season 13. I made it to Hollywood Week, and I was really worried at that time about staying healthy, because I had a friend who had also a couple years prior made it through Hollywood Week, and he was slated to do so well in the competition, and he had an incredible voice, and all of a sudden he got really sick during Hollywood Week, and he totally lost his voice, and he couldn't even sing, and they obviously didn't put him through. So I was like, oh no, I am not letting that happen. So I came across elderberry, and even through my senior year of high school, I wasn't sick at all. And I kind of think of it as if you do get sick and you have elderberry around, it's almost like a Band-Aid to the sickness. So if you have elderberry and you take it, and you have a cold or something that would normally, you'd feel the symptoms of it for a week. If you have elderberry and if you take elderberry, you'll have the symptoms for 2 days. And I'm telling you, it's true and it's real, because it's happened to me before and I've used it and it's been a game changer. So I take that every single day. Super powerful immune booster. Would totally recommend elderberry. The other thing that I would recommend is D3, vitamin D. This is a little controversial, especially in a time now, which I really don't understand why it should be, but bottom line, we need vitamin D, especially during the wintertime, especially during the time when we're not out in the sun as much, and you really can't overdose on vitamin D either. Now, I'm not saying to go pop a whole jar of vitamin D and just knock it back. Obviously don't do that. But have enough vitamin D. Supplement your vitamin D. You probably, I don't know what you eat in your day, but you probably could stand to supplement a little bit. Again, I'm not a professional. I'm just sharing my opinion here. So vitamin D3 is also a part of my daily mix that I take. Zinc, also a huge part of the mix. So zinc is also another natural immune booster. And for any of my listeners out there that struggle with some skin issues like acne, I've actually noticed that zinc has really helped my skin as well. And there's some research that backs that. So zinc is good for clearing your skin. It's good for boosting your immunity. It's really honestly just a win-win. So definitely zinc, I think, is really important too. I don't do Zicam or what are those other things? It's Emergency or Airborne. I used to do those. I'm not super crazy about them anymore. There's just a lot of other stuff in them that I'm not crazy about. And I'd rather just have the supplement isolated as itself. So that's another one that I would recommend. And I'm trying to think what else I take. Zinc, vitamin C, obviously guys, vitamin C is super important. I take that every day as well. And then the other thing is, if you are sick or if you do find yourself in a position where you're not feeling well, then I would recommend taking oregano oil as well. So oregano oil kind of coincides with elderberry in that it'll really shorten, the duration of a sickness or whatever it is. And you have to be a little bit careful with oregano oil, because I do think that there's a very fine line between taking just enough and taking too much. So if I do feel that, I'll only take it kind of like an antibiotic where you would take it for 5 days in a row and then you stop. A similar thing goes for oregano oil. Again, do your research into it. but it's super powerful. It's been known to kill things in the body that are not supposed to be there. Definitely do your research. I'm no scientist here, but I do know that oregano oil has helped me a lot in the past as well. So I'm really someone that strives for a natural remedy or, a supplement or a way to heal from within before I try to seek some sort of external healing. And I'm not here to diminish the power of external healing whatsoever. I'm just, again, sharing my opinion, but I always like to try to remedy it naturally and holistically. And that's just my approach. And, sometimes obviously you need antibiotics or you need something, but these are just my remedies and tips for like regular colds and stuff. They definitely make a difference, and I take them. I don't take oregano every day. I'll only take oregano if I'm not feeling well, but I take everything else every single day. And like I said, zinc has totally cleared up my skin too, which is really exciting. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. Let me know if you like this format a little bit better. I do have guests coming. I know it's been a while, but we're going to have some awesome people coming on. If there's another kind of topic or a guest that you would like to see or a specialist in some kind of thing, let me know. I want to hear from you guys. I want to know what it is that you want to see, that you want to hear or learn about. I definitely want to dive into a bit more of the spiritual side of things and sort of the esoteric kind of concepts of the mind and exploring that realm a little bit more so than fitness. Obviously, I'm still very passionate about fitness, but I'd like to tap into that other side a little bit more. And also because it gives me a little bit of a challenge. I've found myself in this place of seeking more knowledge now and contemplating a little bit more and wanting to learn more. So I'd love to share that with you guys. But yeah, that is all I have for you today, my loves. I am sending you so much health, wealth, success, happiness, abundance, peace, love, and joy. And I will see you next time. Adios.